welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you my March TBR Game pages between the Red Dirt and Stardust. But before we can jump into our next round, we need to discuss how we went last time. I am currently filming this on the 14th of February, so happy Valentine's Day. And this is around the time I'm probably going to be filming my TBRs going forward. Therefore, it is highly unlikely that I'm going to have my full TBR read by less than the middle of the month. So because of that, instead of having to take the longer route if I don't complete my full TBR, I'm going to change it up that I'm either 50% through or have a reasonable chance to complete it by the end of the month. So how did we go for February? For a romance, we had King of Dirt, and I have completed this one. In fact, I did so during my February relax and readathon, which I did a reading vlog for, and we'll have that linked up in the cards and down in the description. Then for a non-fiction, we had The Effort Diet. I am about quarter of the way through this, and there is a potential I will finish this by the end of the month. And last but not least, for my end space, we have The Last Girls on Earth Book 2, Gluttony. And I've also started this one. I am about halfway through, so I'm likely to have this one also completed by the end of the month. That means I'm going to say that this was a successful reading month. I will obviously be discussing all the details of my monthly reading journey in my reading wrap-up videos. I'll have the playlist linked up in the cards and down in the description if you would like to know more about the books I have been reading. But that means for this month, we are going to be taking the short route. Let's jump in for my first roll. Alright, so we are back at our book pile. I once again have my 12-sided die. Let's go for our first roll. And that is only a 2. 1, 2. That has us on a moon prompt, which is over 400 pages. Okay, let's do it. So for roll 1, we got a book over 400 pages. Great. I have decided that I'm going to select a book that I'm mainly going to listen to via audiobook. I've also borrowed this book out from my library using Libby multiple times, but I am yet to read it. And that is Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. For a quick overview, this includes one of my favorite tropes, fake romance. So Luke, our main character, he has ended up in hot water, and to fix his reputation, he needs to get himself a very respectable boyfriend. And in comes Oliver. But what is going to happen when their fake romance starts to feel real? I am definitely looking forward to this one. But let's jump on to roll 2. On to prompt 2. We already have a 400-page book. Let's hope we get a better prompt. 1. Okay. 1. That is a star prompt, which is call to action. So this is a book that incorporates a call to action trope. For roll 2, we got a star, and that is call to action. So for this one, I've actually decided I'm going to pull a book you've seen in some of my past TBRs, which I'll have my 2024 TBR playlist up in the cards and down in the description. But that is going to be Heart of Ice by Rose Harvey. I do own this book, but it is somewhere on one of my bookcases. I have previously started this, so I'm not starting this book from the beginning, and it is book 2 in the Heir to the Ice Flame series. The reason it is a call to action is because our main character is the heir to the throne. Her family was overthrown, and she has spent many years until close to her 18th birthday essentially hiding from the new regime. Within book 1, she seeks out her mother's family to assist her, and in book 2 we are starting on the path to getting back the throne. So it is very much a call to action and very much a fantasy romance. I'm not sure if it's a romantasy or more a fantasy with romance, but I am very much looking forward to continuing with it. Roll 3, and we are definitely not I have just realized I had forgot to put my little shortcuts on here because we have actually finished this February's TBR. So, sorry, lucky we didn't get too far. Let's continue. And it's roll 3. 8. Okay, maybe we just had to sort ourselves out a bit there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we are on a star prompt. For the vibe, essentially a mood read. Roll 3 left us with another star, and for that we've got For the Vibe. This is essentially a mood read. What am I picking up? Because I like the vibe. And actually for this, I'm going to be reading Stolen Dove by Delilah Vale. This is on my Kobo. I currently own it on my Kobo. And it is a short novella, very much a dark romance, where our main character loses her husband, but she thought she'd be safe after that. Unfortunately, that is not the case, and widows are auctioned off. She runs, but someone is sent after her, and obviously our dark romance ensures. I'm definitely in the mood for a read like this, something quick and dirty and a bit dark. So I'm looking forward to getting this one done. For the vibe. Roll number 4. Hopefully we get another good number. 2. 1, 2. Okay, that is a TBR jar. Roll 4, seen us landing on the TBR jar. So just a reminder, this jar is made up of all the books I did not complete from my TBR in 2025. And I've also been adding books in here that I did not complete from my TBR in 2026. This will mean that there will be the same book in here multiple times, because I have decided going forward to just add them in regardless of if they are already in here or not, which would mean it levels up the chance of getting one of those duplicate books. But let's give this a shake and jump in and grab out down near the bottom, grab out our next read. Okay. What is this one? Oops, there was a little one caught up inside here, so I'll chuck that back in here. But what do we have here? Dark Debts by Karen Hall. So this was one of the books from my Advent calendar reading challenge from last year. I cannot really remember what it's about, but I will put the cover. I would have already put the cover up here. I have a feeling it is a fantasy, potentially a paranormal romance. Was it vampires? That's kind of hitting where I think it might be. But this gives me a second chance to read this one. Roll number 5. Ugh. 7. Maybe this is going to get us out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We are out of the map and we get a free pick. And just like that, we have reached the end of the map, which means I get a free pick. And I've decided to select another book I have already started. I started this one as part of my January TBR-a-thon, which I'll have linked up in the cards and down in the description. And that is Join the Rich Club by Peter Switzer. I am just over halfway through this, but I need to give myself a reason to read it. And I personally do not have an issue putting books on my TBR as part of my TBR game that I have already started. But please let me know down in the comments if you would rather me only select books that I have read less than 20% of. Hopefully though, I will be able to get this one done throughout the month of March. So as a recap, and just imagine I have other books piled up here, but I currently don't physically have them. We are going to be reading Join the Rich Club for my free pick. We're going to be reading Dark Debt, I'll put the picture up here, for my TBR jar. Stolen Dove for the vibe. Heart of Ice for a call to action. And Boyfriend Material for a book over 400 pages. Let me know down in the comments if you have read any of these books before and which one you think I should start with. But until next time, I'm Verity. This is my March TBR. And now to the outro.